There's only one way to make this nightmare go away, Jack. You go to the police.
I can't
You have
do
to.
that.
You take the evidence that Luca compiled. That's it. Victor goes down for bringing Marco into your life, into all our lives.
It's not as simple as you
It doesn't
think.
get any simpler than this. Because of Victor, you were held captive, while another man took your place in your life, in your home, Jack, in your bed.
I get it. But Victor is not the only one with blood on his hands.
Why don't you tell me why you think Natalie and Billy are working together?
Because they have been texting a lot.
Did Natalie tell you this?
No, I found it on her computer.
Honey, if Billy is trying to outmaneuver Victor, I'm sure he is smart enough to cover his tracks.
Billy.
Yes, Billy. I'm sure there is a reasonable explanation for this.
Okay, well, either way, I need to tell Grandpa everything I know.
That's the last thing you should do. He came to get my advice, is that correct?
Yeah, true.
Okay, would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Ignore these text messages.
Okay, what if they're not?
It could mean anything.
Examples?
Billy could be trying to get Natalie to work with him on a project. He could be taking lessons from her or something.
You really think that Billy's trying to learn how to hack?
It's possible. What the hell difference does it make anyway?
Well, to Grandpa, probably a big one. He hired me to look after Natalie and report anything suspicious.
Honey, I know all of this, but there are more important things than trying to please your grandfather, okay? Like Billy and Victoria's wedding.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, they are together again, and things are fragile, and you start accusing Billy of taking over and trying to hurt Victor. I mean, that could blow up into a big pile of smoke, and that's going to be on your conscience. You want that?
No, obviously not. But what if I am right and Natalie is planning an end run? I don't want that on my conscience either. I need to give Grandpa a heads up about this.
Really? Really? Do you need to do that the way Victor did for Billy when he took advantage of the car accident and bought Natalie's internet scheme right out from under him like that?
Subtle, Mom.
Well, I'm not trying to be subtle.
Look, I know that Grandpa is not your favorite person.
Honey.
But he is still my grandfather, and he is giving me a chance to prove myself to him. And this is really important to me.
Honey, I know all of this.
Okay, so why are you asking me to ignore it and to put Billy first? Especially when he could be out for my family.
Because
is not a good enough answer, Mom. Mom, what the hell is going on?
Because Billy is not working on this on his own. I am helping him.
You're serious? I mean, we all know that Kelly died, but Jack...
Kelly became delusional. She convinced herself she could take me away from Phyllis.
So that's why she kept working with Victor.
The longer I was her prisoner, the longer she had me to herself.
How did you kill her? Don't answer that.
No. I would answer you if I could. I don't remember. I saw her dead body when I escaped. I was the only one there. It had to be me.
Come on. That's what you're talking about? That's the blood on your hands, Jack. You were being held captive.
It's not just that. I told you. The whole ship went down.
Because of Victor, not because of you. So you go to the police, you tell them every secret. Victor pays for what he did.
You think I don't want that? You think I don't want Victor to pay for everything?
Do it, Jack. It's right here.
I can't. Phyllis has already been through too much. She can't take any more. To put a media circus on top of that, she doesn't deserve that.
She doesn't deserve this. In my opinion, you're underestimating your wife, Jack.
Oh, am I?
Yeah. Not only her strength and her resilience, but her desire to make Victor suffer.
To a point.
It doesn't matter to a point. Victor needs to pay for what he did.
This is not your fight, Billy.
No, you're right about that. It's not. But if you don't get Phyllis the payback she deserves, then I will.
Well, Billy.
Summer, what's wrong?
As if you don't know.
I take it something went down.
Summer knows it. We have teamed up together to take Victor down. I had to tell her. She was getting ready to run off and tell her grandfather everything and blow it sky high. Obviously, this is not news to you.
I know that she figured out that I was working with Natalie. So now what? What do you think her next step is?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I would like to think she won't expose me.
But she's angry.
She's furious. I don't blame her. What?
Just makes sense now. Why you're so hell-bent on trying to make Victor suffer.
Because he's the worst human being in the world?
No, because of Marco Anicelli.
Jack told you?
Luca.
Luca?
He used it as leverage in order to worm his way into our deal with Natalie.
What?
We'll talk about that later, Phyllis. I need to know if you are all right.
Oh, my God. Ugh. It was a long time ago, Billy.
Phyllis. Look at me. Are you all right?
What do you think? What do you think?
I wish you would have trusted me enough to come to me.
It's not about trust.
Jack told me why you want to stay quiet about this.
Good.
That's over now. We have the power and the means to take Victor down. We gotta go to the police with everything.
So that's it. I just waltz into the GCPD. Tell them, hey guys, my handsome husband was stolen from me on our wedding night. And he was replaced by a homicidal doppelganger. You know what their first question to me is gonna be? How did you not know, Phyllis? How did you not know? How did you live with a man for months and eat with him and laugh with him and sleep with him and not know that he wasn't your husband? And you know what I'll tell him? Because I didn't want to know. Because I ignored every God-given instinct and I chose to keep going and be a good wife. And that look on your face right now and the fact that you have no words is exactly why I'm not going public.
You have to.
For who? You?
No. For you. Phyllis, I know, doesn't stand in the shadows. She doesn't let guilt or shame or anything else eat her alive. She stands up with courage.
That's so easy for you to say.
No, Phyllis, none of this is easy. I am so sorry that you went through this. But you know who's not sorry? Victor. He's sitting pretty in his office, business as usual, like nothing happened, and you're just letting him.
I did not ask for any of this.
But you're perpetuating it. It's not gonna go away. It's not. Doesn't matter how many years you get under your belt, it's not gonna go away. It's gonna keep gnawing at you until there's nothing left, and it's gonna ruin everything that you have with Jack.
Jack and I are fine.
Really? Why are you here? Why are you not at home? The silence is broken. Nikki knows, Luca knows. Who's next? You need to take control of this while you still can. You need to put Victor where he belongs, behind bars.
I have no proof.
Yes, you do. Luca has a whole disk of evidence on Victor and Marco.
Okay. What about you? You're finally back with Victoria. Things are right in your world. What do you think she's gonna do? How do you think she's gonna react when she finds out you were behind bringing Victor down? I'll give you a hint, not will. Are you prepared to lose Victoria over this?
Sorry, I'm late. What did I miss?
Well, let me think. Just everything.
I'll leave the menu and the table linen swatches for you to go over while I just go check on the venue for availability.
Thank you, Evelyn. I appreciate it.
Vic, I said I'm sorry.
You know, this is your wedding,
Yeah,
too.
I know that.
Where were you?
Something came up, something big I need to talk to you about. It involves Jack and Phyllis.
If you say this is about Jabot, I'm gonna
It's
kill
nothing
you.
to do but company.
Is everyone okay?
They are now, but they weren't for a long time. It has to do with your father.
Oh, stop.
No, Big. You need to hear
No,
this.
stop. I'm not going to listen to another unfounded attack on my father. I'm sorry. I'm not going to.
This isn't unfounded.
What is this?
Proof.
Billy. Does my father make mistakes? Of course he does. But it's always motivated by love.
Really?
Really?
So it was love that made him kidnap my brother and replace him with a lookalike? As you can see, it's all there on the disc.
Marco innocently. And Jack looked exactly like him. How is that even
I
possible?
have no idea. Victor used Marco to replace Jack.
The night of his wedding. And they kept this up for months?
Now Jack was held prisoner.
I don't understand. All of this was to destroy Jabot because my father thought that Jack was behind Paragon?
But he was wrong, Vic.
Documents can be forged and photos.
Not like this.
No, they can be made. They can be altered.
Listen, this is true, all right? Jack and Phyllis both swear that this happened.
Oh my God. What now? What are you gonna do with all this?
Nothing.
You have enough evidence here to put my father in prison. You're gonna do nothing?
Every piece of evidence on that disc, every atrocity that Jack and Phyllis face screams for your father to be punished. But I'm not going to be the one to bring him in.
Why not?
Because I love you. There's nothing in this world that means more to me. Not even justice.
No flowers?
No pleas to come back home, no flowers. I just want to say I love you. I need you. And I'm very sorry that I broke your confidence and told anyone your story. And if you could find it in your heart to forgive me, it would mean the world to me if we could start over. And that's all there is to say.
If you think that's all there is to say, then you don't know me, Jack. This isn't easy for me to say. And even though it's only 3 words, you deserve to hear them. So, here it goes. I was wrong.
I'm sorry, maybe I didn't hear you right. Did you just say you were?
I'm not going to say it again. Took a good long look in the mirror this morning. And I didn't really like the woman staring back at me.
With that face, it's hard to imagine.
I was ashamed at what someone else did to me, and I refused to face it head on. It's the very definition of being a victim.
No, you are anything but
And
a
what's
victim.
even worse is I made you a victim. I demanded that you stay quiet, and I should not have done that.
Do not blame yourself.
You were right to tell our story. It feels
Terrifying.
liberating. Victor can do whatever he wants to us. Let him do his worst.
Wow. I would never ask you to just let it go. It's not my place, but that you have decided that on your own, I couldn't be more proud of you.
Okay, I didn't say anything about letting it go.
No, but you just did.
No, I didn't. Together, you and I are gonna bring Victor down and we're gonna make him pay. Dearly.
I have good news. The venue your fiancé wanted is available. So all I need is a check to cover the deposit.
I might have to hold off on this for a minute.
Why? The wedding is still on, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope so.
Good. Oh, since you're here, I'd like your input on a few things. Victoria did give me a little history, so I am aware this isn't your first trip down the aisle.
Hardly.
That doesn't mean you can't have a traditional ceremony, if you want one, of course. For instance, will you be having a wedding party?
Yeah, I assume so. There's people that both Victoria and I would like standing up for us. Yeah.
Excellent. And vows, will you write your own, or do you the repeat after me thing?
Assuming our own.
See? Well, we're getting somewhere. Now, what about the bride's father? Will he be giving her away?
I'm not going to speak for Victoria, but that's one tradition that we may have to skip. Thank you for that slap right across the face. I appreciate that. I think I needed that. It just confirms what Chelsea's been telling me this whole time.
Really, which is?
Which is that I've been putting things like that chair, this office, my job, this company, above things that really matter, like my wife, my son, my family. I'm not doing that anymore, all right? So I tell you what, you can have it, your precious chair. You can have your office. You can have the company, the power that you cuddle up to at night. You have all that. I don't want anything to do with it. And I don't want anything to do with you.
What's this?
How many times have I defended you and stood up for you against Billy, against the rest of the world? Marco Anaselli, Dad. Go ahead, try to explain your way out of this.
Next, on The Young and the Restless.
I have a serious crime I need to report.
It's been happening for years, and I am so sick and tired of it.
You're trying to make an example out of my son?
You just tried to help him cover it up. You belong in a jail cell right next to our father.